Hi, this is Steve. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review. In this video, I'll be building Eaglemoss's Ghostbusters Ecto-1. I am on issue number 7, stage 21. In this issue, I'll continue to work on the chassis and the drivetrain of this car. It's massive. It's a big car, and it's probably the biggest car that Eaglemoss has come out with. So if you haven't done so already, head over to Eaglemoss and subscribe to this car today. You won't regret it, and it's truly an iconic vehicle, and not many people can say that they'll have this 1/8 scale car in their collection. So let's get started on stage 21. Welcome back. Let's look at the parts and the instructions for stage 21. And for stage 21, we received the parts for the middle frame and the drive shafts, or what they call the prop shaft. And here's the instructions for stage 21. Middle chassis frame and propeller shaft, or what we call the drive shaft. And we have a total of 3 steps involved here. So let me get these parts out and I'll be right back. Here's the parts for stage 21. And like I said, we have the drive shaft parts here. I'll take these out and we'll get a closer look. Here's a close-up of the parts. Here we receive the middle chassis frame, and this is made out of metal. Pretty heavy duty and stout there. We also received the propeller shaft itself, or the drive shaft, made out of plastic. And we received the cover for that also, which is the other side. Both are plastic itself. We received 2 slip yokes, and that's these 2 right here. They are plastic. And we received 2 universal joints. They are also plastic. And lastly, the screws. EM, CM, and IP. So for step 1, we fit the middle chassis frame, and this is that metal piece right here. It actually goes down right on the middle of the chassis like that, making sure that we don't crimp any of those brake lines that are sitting in the middle there. Now we're going to be putting EM screws, one here and one here, going into metal, so we need to lubricate that. I use my standard, which is my Vaseline. I like using that. It's safe to use. Lubricate these holes first. And we'll put that down on top once again. 2 EM screws hold this down. And do the first one here. Hold it up a little bit so I don't put any pressure on the steering shaft. That looks good. Now we're going to put some screws on the back side to help hold it in. So we need to turn this over. And on the back side, we're putting in 4 CM screws. Right here and right here. Once again, we will lubricate those holes. And you can kind of see that from here. The CM screws are a little bit larger. And I'm still going to hold the bottom still while I put these in. There's one. Two. Pretty stout. This is getting very heavy, this model already. And there we go. That cover is in all the way now. Let's go to the next step. Step 2 and Step 3, we assemble the drive shaft assembly. And we're going to be using IP screws for this, for everything. So the first step 2 is to put this cover on the drive shaft. That snaps down together, and we're going to be putting in 4 IP screws. So this is plastic in this case. And just to hold it out a little bit better. And they just simply go in really easy. I'll do the other end here first. Pretty big drive shaft. If you think about it, it's a Cadillac ambulance, so it's going to have a long wheelbase, kind of like my truck. I have a truck with a long wheelbase, and it's got 2 drive shafts, but this has a long single one. And there we go, it's tight. And we'll just leave it like that. Now we assemble the yokes. And it simply goes in there like that. We'll get our screws started. There's one. And there's 2. So we're putting in 2 of these. I'm just going to back it off a little just to make sure they're loose a little bit. I don't think the drive shaft is actually going to be functional, but I may be wrong. And we just tighten this down a little bit. Now we have to assemble these onto the drive shaft, and simply going to match the yokes just like we did before. Still continuing to use IP screws for this. one. And we'll get the other side. There's that. Now let's do the other side. Same thing. A lot of fun so far. There we go. Both sides of the prop shaft is done. Very nice. Or the drive shaft, right? As we call it. And that completes stage 21, where we installed a little bit more of the frame onto the main body frame itself, the chassis, and we assembled the drive shaft, or what we call the prop shaft. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. Hit the button below to do that. Also hit the bell for all notifications and updates on video uploads that I may be doing. Head over to Eaglemoss and subscribe to this car today. Fantastic build. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a great investment and you will not lose its value through time. Believe me, there's collectors out there that would probably want to buy this from you if you were to sell it later on. So with that, happy modeling everybody, and take care.